Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're coloring these drawings I did of my OC Hope. I did these randomly one day. I was trying to fill up my sketchbook and I was like, I'll just randomly sketch Hope. But when I was sketching them, I was like, I want to make sure that they don't have any guidelines on the face because I want to color them at some later point. And so that's what this is. This is the coloring of these Hope drawings. I was like, I'm trying to get them as close to like finished line art as possible. Not 100% all the way close to finished line art, because if I was going to do this more towards the way that I typically do line art for illustrations, I would have put like line weight and variance in there, but I didn't do that. I was just like, just draw it like it's the line art for the drawing, and then I'll color it later. And so that's what we're doing. We're coloring him in yellow because I did the line. I drew this in orange, and I was like, if I want to make it darker than yellow, I can go ahead and add darker line art to it later. But I don't end up needing to do that because, like I said, this coloring is yellow. I use pretty light yellows, and so it worked out for me, so I didn't have to go back and add line art. I mean, you could probably do with some line art a little bit, like in the face, and maybe some under where there are like shadows and stuff, but it's not too noticeable, or like it doesn't like blend in with the markers too much, to the point where it's like desperately needs it. So I just left it the way that it was. Honestly, I just wanted to color. It's been a while since I colored anything with markers, and so I was like, just because I'm coloring with markers doesn't mean it needs to be like beautiful, the best thing ever, you know what I mean? So it's like, I just wanted to color with markers and not have to put too much pressure on myself. So that's why I'm doing this one today. So even though this is supposed to be low-key and kind of chill, and just like something quick in my sketchbook, this did actually end up taking a very long time, just because it is a marker coloring. So I have to put down the flats, and I have to shade, and I have to put the shading in, and I have to blend out the shading, and all of that just takes forever. But it was okay. It was fine. It's gonna take a long time, you know. I'm used to that, obviously. But I tried to make it so the way that I was doing these, I was using some different markers. Like I said, I have a bunch of different markers other than Copics, and I didn't really just use my Copics again. I've been using just my Copics, but now since I have my other markers out and about, I need to start using them. And so I was using some of my other markers, and I noticed that a lot of them are dry. I'm like, I haven't used these in forever. Why are they so dry? Obviously, the alcohol ink is evaporating from them because they've been around for so long. I was not thinking about that. I was just like, I have never used these markers, not really. And so they should be good to go. But they were not good to go. They were not good to go at all. Especially this orange one that I used to do the hair, for the base layer of the hair. It was so freaking dry. And I was like, what the fuck? I feel like I've never used this marker before. I might have, though, because like I said, it's been a long time since I ever used it. And so I might have been using it prior in the past and just forgot about it. And now I'm trying to use it again, and I'm like, why is it so fucking dry? But it was fine. It was fine. Yeah, it was fine. So since I was trying to get these as close to finished as possible, I also made sure that I was actually drawing the hands. Every time I draw hands in my sketchbook, I am like fudging it so hard. Like I draw like one finger, the thumb, and then the other three fingers I just draw as one large mass. Because I'm fucking lazy and I don't want to draw the rest of the hands. But I realized that I'm getting really, I'm not saying I'm getting bad at drawing hands, but I'm not pushing myself to draw hands. And so my hand drawings are probably not as good as they could be. And so I'm like, I gotta get back into drawing hands. I really don't want to, but I gotta. So I was like, I'm gonna try to commit to trying to like fully draw hands when I do my drawings in my sketchbook. Just for practice, right? They don't have to look nice. They don't have to be 100% the best hands ever, but I need to commit to like drawing all of the fingers, at least the number of fingers that I want to draw. Like it would be different if I was like trying to do more of a cartoony style and I only wanted to draw like 3 fingers, right? Then I would only draw the 3 fingers, but I'd have more like a semi-realistic style, so I have to draw all 5 like that. I'm committing to drawing all 5, and so I'm trying to get back into drawing. When I draw hands, I want to draw the hand all the way and not just fudge it anymore, because I've been doing that for too long, I feel like. And I know I was like, oh, it doesn't really matter, they're just drawing in my sketchbook and stuff, which is like valid. Like you don't ever have to draw anything you don't want to if it's just in your sketchbook for fun. But I would like to get better at drawing hands. I'm not bad at drawing hands per se, but I just feel like personally myself, I've been fudging it for too long, and so it's like I gotta get back into it. Also, something I noticed when I was doing these drawings of my character Hope, his ears have gotten too long. I think they're too long. Originally, when I first came up with the character, he had normal human ears, and then after I figured out that I wanted him to be a half demon, I gave him slightly pointed ears. And then after a while, his ears started to stick out more and more and more, and they're so big now. And the last time I talked about it was probably in that, what's it called, a YouTube short that I have where I talk about how long his ears have gotten, where it's like set to a song and it shows like the progression, and his ears are even longer than they were at the end of that video. They're so long now, you guys. I'm thinking of maybe shrinking them down again. I mean, it's not like they look bad, but it's like kind of ridiculous. When I look at it, it's just like, those are too far out. That's too far out, especially when you like draw them from the front. When it's from the side, it doesn't look that bad, but when you look at it from the front, you're like, those ears stick out mad far, homie. Like, you need to like do something about that. And like, they would get caught. Like, he would bump into things. How does he put a shirt on? Obviously he can probably like move his ears independently. He could probably just like move them down and then put his shirt on, but still I feel like it's too much. Before, it's like I could able to like fudge it a little bit and be like, say, because in the universe of his the story of his universe or whatever, I could be like, oh, people just don't notice. They're just like paying attention to their own shit. They don't really notice that guy has like really pointy ears. But then I'm like, how do they not notice that his ears are so pointy? They stick out 3 feet from his fucking head. So I don't know, I might make him like half the length that I drew them as here. Like for the one at the top, the one I have at the top, like those are like way too long. Like the one I have for the side profiles are not that bad, but the one at the top, way too long. I might like shrink him to like half the size maybe. But you guys can let me know. I feel like they're good to be that long for like his silhouette. I feel like he has a very distinct silhouette. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes I look at him and I'm like, those are too long. I know I could just like start drawing them shorter, but subconsciously my brain is like, draw them long, and like draw them longer. And I feel like it's going to get to the point where they stick out way too far. So I think I need to be more conscious of when I'm drawing him, especially when I draw his ears, just because it's like, that's too much. Like, I know for a fact that his locks have gotten thicker. I did not used to draw them so thick. Before, they were actually a lot thinner, and he had a lot less of them, or he had a lot more of them. Now he has like 5 on top, and he has like 3 that sit on the sides, which is like, whatever, that's fine. It's okay, but like the ones on the sides used to be thinner also, and I've noticed that I've been drawing them thicker lately, which is not a bad thing. There's lots of people who have like thicker locks, but I'm not doing it on purpose. It's like subconscious. It's like if you draw a character enough times, it's the way that you shorthand them. It starts to become like flanderized a little bit. It's like you start to exaggerate things. At least that's what I've noticed when I do artwork or when I draw a character after a long time. It's like I start to exaggerate things. I wasn't really thinking about it at the time when I was designing them, but after a while I just like started to do that just off the top of my head. And so I'm kind of like, I'm doing too much. I have to reel it back. I have to actually be a little bit more conscious when I'm drawing him. But to be fair, I was drawing these just as like quick drawings in my sketchbook. I was like, these don't really matter that much. And so it's not like these are like, what's it called, 100% canon to what he's gonna look like anyway. There's some like character sheets or like his character model or anything, so it's like I can still adjust it and stuff, but still I'm getting out of hand with the ears. Something that I kind of wish I would have done after I finished coloring these in, like I said, I only use yellow for this drawing. I mean, obviously the line art is orange, but for the rest of the drawing it's mostly shades of yellow. But I kind of wish I'd gone in with like a darker color for a shadow color, just to get a little bit more contrast in there. As of right now, it doesn't really have very good contrast. Like you can kind of see where the shadows are, but not as distinct as I would have liked them. I wanted to go in with purple and make the shadows purple, but I 100% fought myself. I was like, don't make the shadows purple. Don't do it. And it's because, purple and yellow are like not complementary. What's the opposite of complementary? They're like the opposite colors on the color wheel or whatever. I'm sorry, I cannot think today. But they're opposite colors on the color wheel. And so if I was going to put purple in the shadows, it would have reacted with the yellow and it would have come out a sort of brown color. That's what happens when you just mix colors on the opposite side of the color wheel, like red and green. When you mix those together, you get it kind of brown. And then when you mix blue and what's the opposite of blue? Orange. Those get it kind of brown. And so when you mix yellow and purple, they get it kind of brown. And so I was going to do it. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put purple. And I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. And I didn't do it. I managed to talk myself out of it, but I really wanted to so bad just for the contrast. And maybe I shouldn't have added purple to shadows. Maybe that would have been wrong. Maybe that was the coward's way out to like not do that. But I was like, it needs something. I just didn't add anything. So that definitely is the coward's way out. I was just like, it's fine. It's whatever. I'll leave it the way it is. But these last few pages of my sketchbook have gotten me a little bit more, I wouldn't say, what's the word? Not caring, I guess. That's not really one word, that's 2 words. But I've been a little more blasé with my sketchbook because I'm almost done, you guys. I have like 8 pages left. I'm ready to be finished with it. But I was doing some other marker studies in here because I got some new markers. Maybe I'll make a video about them. But I got some new markers and I was testing them out. And I was like, these drawings are bad, and that the blending on these markers is not coming out well because the shades were like too separate, so they didn't have any good I didn't buy any midtones to like ease the blending in between them, so they were coming out really bad. But I was like, well, who cares, this is the end of my sketchbook. Especially towards the end of the sketchbook, I always get like ready to end it and sound like I don't care what the art looks like back here. I have made some good art back there though. I've had a lot of fun designing story stuff for other characters, but a lot of the drawings I'm like, I don't care about these are just to get the sketchbook done. I'm already planning on what I want to put in my next sketchbook. I have it picked out. It's sitting on my dresser because that's the one I know I want to go with next. It's pretty short. It's 72 pages. Not front and back, but yeah, 72 pages total. So it's like, what's that? 144 pages in total if you count the front and the back. But it's actually really thin. It's way thinner than this one was. This one is like, I think it's only 80 pages, but it feels like way more. I guess because I filled up both sides of the paper pretty much on every piece. Not every piece, but pretty much every piece. So yeah, I'm ready for it. I know what I want to plan. I already want to put like some drawings for Cute Girl October in there. But I kind of want to, I was thinking about planning Cute Girl October in my current sketchbook, but I was like, no, I kind of want all of them to go together. So I already know what I want to put in that new sketchbook. So it's all about just filling up these last 8 pages. It won't take me, not even 8 pages. It's 16 pages front and back, but you know, I'm almost there, you guys. I'm doing my best. I should finish it by the end of the week. It's probably not going to be the video you guys see on this Friday for a sketchbook tour, but probably for next Friday's sketchbook tour. And then after that, I think in October, I'm going to skip out on doing sketchbook tours just because I'm almost out of sketchbooks to tour anyway. But also, I want to do Cute Girl October, and I kind of want to try to do as many of the prompt as possible. So I'm probably going to skip out on doing sketchbook tours on those Fridays for the whole month of October and just do Cute Girl October drawings for you guys. And I'm planning on just making them with ink because usually I do it with like markers and stuff, but I'm kind of like a fully rendered marker piece is going to take me forever. Not to say that ink drawings will not take me as long, but I do plan on like sketching out all of the drawings beforehand and then just inking them day of for you guys and like posting them just to make it easy for myself. Yeah, so that's what I'm planning on for October. You guys can let me know if you're like, no, don't put a hold on sketchbook videos. I mean, if I put the hold on sketchbook videos, it really won't matter because I will just finish them out for the whole year. You know, I have like maybe 5 or 6 sketchbooks really left to tour that you guys haven't seen. And then after that, there's no more sketchbook videos. But if I keep them gone until November, I'll be able to finish the year out and we'll just start the new year with different sketchbook videos. You just start me with, you know, like, and then you guys will be able to see the sketchbooks that I finished in that month's time or whatever. But you guys can let me know what you think about that. We're coming up on the end of the video now. I hope you guys enjoyed spending this time with me. Yeah, I like this art a lot. Anyway, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I will go ahead and see you in the next one.